Michael said something that stuck with us. I don't need to fix who I am to be lovable. I just need to understand how I work. And I can then help others to do the same. Christian dating can be confusing at the best of times, especially if you're on the autism spectrum. Social cues, sensory overwhelm, and the unpredictability of new situations can all make dating feel like a puzzle with missing pieces. But it's also so important to remember that autism does not take away from your value or from your ability to create deep, meaningful relationships. In today's video, we've partnered with Michael, who is on the autism spectrum, and he's given us 5 wonderful tips if you are dating and you have autism. These insights come from his experience, and we believe they will encourage you and empower you going forwards. Tip number 1 is that your value is inherent. The fact that you have autism doesn't affect your worth. Your worth isn't based on how well you can read social cues or handle conversations. Your worth is fixed because it's given by God. Psalm 139 reminds us beautifully that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That includes your autism, your unique brain, how you sense and see the world, and the way you connect with other people. It's a beautiful thing. Michael said something that stuck with us. I don't need to fix who I am to be lovable. I just need to understand how I work. And I can then help others to do the same. And that is just wonderful. So remember, you are not a project to be fixed. You are a person to be known and remembered. Tip number 2 is reveal your personality, not your diagnosis. And this one is about how you present yourself to other people when dating. And Michael shared with us that in the past, he often led with his diagnosis, almost as a disclaimer to manage people's expectations. But he shared with us as well that he realized that he was doing this because he viewed himself as a less able partner. He was trying to explain his faults or any faults that may come up to that person before they've even encountered his strengths. He realized that this wasn't practicing good emotional boundaries, and people were making their minds up based on the little information that they had on autism. And ultimately it added pressure and anxiety to the relationship, even before the first date. Your diagnosis explains how you process the world, but it doesn't define who you are. So rather than introducing yourself as autistic, introduce your values, your faith, your interests. Talk about what excites you, your favorite worship songs, your hobbies. Be you. Michael told us that he tends to say things such as, I like to be in the detail of things and I'm a big planner. I like to be prepared. So what he's doing here is he's communicating his preferences as a strength rather than a weakness when he's first meeting someone. Which brings us onto tip 3, plan the date. For many people with autism, sensory input such as lighting, sounds, crowds can be really draining. Michael described it as constantly puzzling together pieces of a situation. When there's too much going on around you, it's hard to focus on the person in front of you. So one of the best ways to set yourself up for success is to plan the situation, plan the date, where you're going to be, plan something that's perhaps in a quieter location, a walk in the woods or a park or down a river, whatever it is. If you'd like to as well, perhaps if you're going out for lunch, you can look at the menu online, because then you will have already checked this out. So you're reserving that mental energy for the date. Michael told us that if he's not familiar with a situation or a place because of perhaps dating long distance, he'll travel the route and look around on Google Street View. I found this such a brilliant thing to do, but I actually resonated with this, so this is completely different. But when I learned to drive, I did the same thing. I went on Google Street View and did the route because it helped me mentally conserve that mental energy for actually when I was doing my test. So I guess it's kind of similar, but it's such a good tip. Depending on who you're meeting, of course, you won't be able to control every detail, but if you do these little things, you'll feel much calmer. You'll know what to expect when you get there. And Michael said as well, when he's done this preparation, done the extra, planning and knowing what's to come, he notices the tone of the whole situation is calmer. His emotions, everything is more relaxed. And that helps him connect with the other person on a much deeper, genuine level. So don't feel guilty at all about needing structure. It's not about avoiding spontaneity, it's about creating the best conditions for real connection to happen. And I think by doing that, that's so intentional. You're taking this seriously and it's great. Tip number 4 is having a loose time restriction for dates. Because social situations take more energy for someone with autism, setting a time limit for dates can be really useful. This piece of advice has actually been suggested across the board, not just if you have autism, but for everyone. Setting yourself a time limit of perhaps 2 hours for the first date is a really good idea. Michael talks about having energy tokens. You know, everyone spends these energy tokens throughout the day and your energy slowly depletes. But people with autism often use this energy and these energy tokens a lot faster by just processing what's going on around them. So rather than pushing through until you're exhausted, perhaps agree on a time limit for the first date, and this will keep things so much more relaxed. You'll know what's to come. You know, if it's going well, of course you can go a bit longer if you want to, but it's good to get something perhaps agreed. And talking of overload, tip number 5 is having something in place for overwhelm to deal with it before it happens. And Michael described exactly what this is like. He said it's not anger or frustration, it's simply the brain saying, I have run out of space. So even with short dates, plan in little breaks that you can fall back on in case you're feeling overwhelmed or mentally your energy is draining. Here are some examples. So you could decide that you're going to go to the bathroom after you've ordered the starters, whether you need it or not. Or you could have your favourite song loaded on YouTube, all ready to go, so you can play it to them, you know, to see if they like it too. Basically being prepared. You could think about the questions that you want to ask on the date before you get to the date. You could think about that. You could mentally prepare what you'd like to ask. You could even write them down. You could acknowledge that you've prepared to do this. It does not come across as weird if your questions are based on curiosity and wanting to get to know that other person in front of you. It just gives your brain one less thing to do. And honestly, it will help the other person as well feel way more relaxed. If you've got, preloaded questions, the conversation flows, and that's a wonderful thing. You're not going to get awkward silences, and that helps enormously. So it will take the pressure off both of you. And if you do reach the point of being overwhelmed or too tired, it does not mean you failed. It means that you're listening to your body, and the other person should respect that. If they're right for you, they will understand where you're coming from. It means you have listened to your body, and that's a sign of maturity, not weakness. Try to think through what you'd say beforehand, just in case that comes up, so you're ready. Michael also reminded us about masking, pretending that you're okay when you're not. It might be okay in the short term, but long term it's exhausting. I really hope that this video has helped you. If you have autism and you're wanting to date, but you're feeling that it's a tough situation, I really hope this video helped you. If it has, please give it a quick like for us. And if you're willing, please let us know in the comments what you found useful. And if you have any questions or you'd like to see more videos like this, please let us know. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.